There are many ways to describe the nine hells of Bator. Wicked, dangerous, extreme, and vile. But none of them are as aptly described as repulsive than Maladomini, the seventh hell. It is a land of rotting wood, abandoned strip mines, foul-smelling ruins flooded with stagnant waters, devoid of all but the most grotesque life. Effluvium and sludge spill out of old canals and half-broken aqueducts. A nightmare of failed industry and decay, sitting beneath a blood-black sky. The most foul of all the archdevils is Lord here, ruler of the seventh, the slug archduke, and lord of flies, Baalzebul. His story is eerily similar to that of Zariel. Baalzebul was once a celestial archon, named Triel, but the details of his corruption and ascendancy to be ruler of Maladomini is a mystery to all but himself and possibly dread Asmodeus. At first, his appearance was as angelically beautiful as any other celestial being. He was tall, broad-shouldered, with strong jaw and striking but pale features. He was so powerful, in fact, that he ruled over two layers of hell, Maladomini and Malbolge. In his arrogance and pride, he believed he could topple Asmodeus from the Black Throne. Thus was the start of the greatest betrayal in the annals of the Nine Hells. The removal and replacement of Asmodeus was not, in itself, a crime, but the means taken to accomplish this goal were nothing short of treacherous, even for a devil. In order to make Asmodeus appear incompetent, Baalzebul knowingly altered documents sent into his care. The number of legions, quotas of mortal souls being brought to hell, the wants and needs of the other lords of the Nine, even the status of the infernal courts and the front lines of the Blood War. All records were tampered with. The bureaucracy, the very backbone of Devil Society, came to a screeching halt, and chaos threatened to infect the realm of law. The Lord of Flies failed to take into account the sheer madness of the Blood War. A sudden offensive from the demons of the Abyss struck out, just as he was putting his plan into motion. At first, Baalzebub ordered his legions to stay out of the fighting, believing that he could use them to stage a coup while the other lords were too weak to help Asmodeus. But without his aid, the demonic horde pushed all the way to the doorstep of Dis. With the second layer of hell now under true threat, the Lord of Maladomini realized that the Nine Hells would be worthless to him if they were overrun by demons. So the Lord of the Seventh aided in the defense, and pushed the demons back into the Abyss. When he returned to Maladomini, Baalzebul was struck to see Asmodeus waiting for him, ruby eyes burning with hatred. The King of the Nine Hells was less than pleased. He had investigated the recent upset in Hell's bureaucracy, and had uncovered Baalzebul's treachery. The Lord of Flies refused to submit to punishment, and battled against Asmodeus. A vain effort, for the Lords of the Nine that were loyal to their king jumped to his aid. The ensuing battle brought Maladomini to ruins, ruins that remain to this day. Now brought to his knees, Asmodeus inflicted his punishment onto Lord Baalzebul, a means of keeping him in line while also exploiting his talents. Firstly, he was stripped of lordship over Malbolge, the realm that would be bequeathed to Glacia in the coming centuries. Next, should Baalzebub ever lie to another devil for any reason, his angelic appearance will transform into that of a hideous slug, a melting body of fat and slime, with stumpy, useless arms and long, drooping eye stalks. This punishment was retroactive, and so the form of Baalzebub melted into the filth he is now. With his current body now useless, and desiring to get his punishment over with, Baalzebul immediately set to work. recording and storing every last tryst of information to the Nine Hells, and archiving them in his palace of Maladomini. The archives are closely guarded. Devils, insidious traps, and monsters from other realms protect these documents. Should a thief be skilled enough or lucky enough to make it into the archives, they would become lost in a near endless maze of organized paperwork. Given his current condition, Baalzebul and his underlings are masters of manipulating those that cry out for redemption of some sort. The Lord of Flies offers a multitude of ways to reacquire what was lost, be it riches, status, or anything else within his power. Taking advantage of the desperate and the hopeless, he writes in clauses and specifications in his contracts, trapping those without caution. However, the souls of mortals who so easily did away with their own reputations are, in a word, cheap. Though he meets his quota by quantity, the quality of mortal souls brought to Maladomini are laughable, worthy only as fodder to halt the demonic advances, while the real devils tend to their business. Handicapped by his slug-like form, Baalzebul relies on his magic and sheer filth to end his foes in combat, belching out thick clouds of flesh-eating flies. While the flies distract and debilitate his enemies, Baalzebul will slowly slither towards them. A single touch of his fetid body would cause all organic matter to decay at an alarming rate, turning a muscle-bound hero into mummified skin and dusty bones in moments. As a slug, any part of his body that was cut away would regenerate, like a troll. Although this made the Lord of Flies an endless, slow assault of decay, it was a cold comfort to him. It has been centuries, but Baalzebul has worked off most of his debt to Asmodeus, and one can only wonder if he has learned his lesson, or if more treachery brews in his fetid mind.
Through sufficient penance and grace, even the lowliest can redeem themselves. Am I not a living testament to that fact?
Thank you for watching. On this channel, I put together narrative Dungeons & Dragons lore videos regarding important places, characters, and events. If you like this video and you want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and press the like button, and leave a comment down below if there's a topic you want me to discuss. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.